Good morning, everybody. This your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I think this might be my new way of doing things if I don't really have time to sit in front of the computer, because I can just, come straight to you, straight with no chaser on how I feel about what I saw. Let's talk about it. AEW Dynamite. Well, before we get into that, let's talk about all the things that have transpired. So as of right now, looks like Bryan Danielson has an even bigger leadership role. Word is now that if anybody that is complaining online, Bryan Danielson now has the power to quote unquote find them. That is what's being spoken about, and so everybody getting it bent out of shape. This is my whole 2 cents on the thing. I said, well, Cat's really been talking about ATK. We need you to get some structure. He said, all right, cool. I'm about to give it to the cat who I had the most loyal with, even though he's very injury prone. But I already said that if anything does happen to me, he's taking over. He already said that. So he pretty much told you who the boss is. He told you who the second in command is Bryan Danielson. I mean, see, Tony Khan told us that a long time ago, so none of this should really be a surprise. The whole point is, I personally think what's going on is cats are just, they just, you know the script. I don't really have to tell y'all what it is, because a lot of fools definitely do not care for AEW, and like I said, they would pray if AEW go out of business. So anything that's going to quote unquote bring a negative light to AEW, that's all they're gonna focus on. Now I look at this as a positive. I look at this as Tony Khan said, you know what, screw this. I know fools keep telling me I don't have no structure, but I got a cat who's really serious about taking over roles like that. And I'm like, you know what? I know this dude is, like I said, he's very injury prone. And I told him that if anything does happen to me, he's taking full control. Well, Bryan Danielson has full control of anybody that's acting stupid online and saying some retarded stuff. Like I said, if you don't want to be here, you already know the name of the game. And like I said, it's Bryan's game now. That's what it sounds like. So you know what? I ain't got a problem with it. I've seen people online crying about it and acting a fool and tripping and going nuts and going. I'm like, man, look, y'all just finding anything just to take a dump on AEW. That's all it is. Like I said, can the product be better? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to talk about Dynamite just in a sec. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Vince McMahon made a statement. The boy said he ain't going nowhere. That boy said he ain't going nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. He said for the fools that said they want him out the door, he ain't going anywhere. So I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. Like I said, that boy said he ain't going nowhere. That's what he said. Vince McMahon said he ain't going nowhere. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. Ratings. Monday Night Raw did 1.53, if I'm not mistaken. 1.53. I'm like, well, that's what happens when CM Punk is not on the show. And like I said, Raw, all it was Cody Rhodes, Nakamura, Jey Uso versus Seth. That's basically what the whole show's about. Everything else on the show was a waste of time. Now, let's talk about it. AEW Dynamite. Live from Quebec, Montreal. The home of, you know who, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. They got the main event. I literally, everything that happened in the main event, I would have done that at the pay-per-view. I'm serious. That's how good it was. I knew the match was going to be good. Everybody and their grandma knew the match was going to be good. We all knew that. I'm like, I wouldn't have done it this. I would have added more legs to this. I would have built up more to it. I really would have. I'm serious. I know they wanted to do this in front of the home crowd. This is what they wanted to do. I get it. But I'm like, I would have just waited to the pay-per-view, because I knew the match was gonna be good. I said, TK, why the hell? I said, this is too good for TV. It's too good. You know when you know the wrestling is too good when it's like, man, look here, I just gotta really I just want more story on my wrestling TV shows that's going to anticipate me. When the pay-per-view comes through, I can't wait. And those two, they did a great job in the main event. They did an absolutely great job. It's what transpired. I didn't see that coming. No, I didn't. And I'm going to get there. The Continental Classic matches, I thought all three matches did a great job. I just kind of wish certain cats got victories. That way they can stay in it. But they kind of gave it away and pretty much told us that Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal were out the door. We kicked the show off with Roosh, Moxley. They did all right. Moxley gets the victory. Now Roosh, he already had a win, so even though he lost, he's not eliminated. We get a talking interview promo segment with Renee and the Kingdom. Roderick Strong still going off on this silly stuff about him and his neck and this wheelchair. Then out of nowhere, he's miraculously just clowning. I mean, clowning left and right, ladies and gentlemen. Just clowning. I said these fools are something else. Then right afterwards, we got MJ up. No, we got Heyman coming in. Renee stopped him, and he talked about how even though Swerve beat him twice, and Swerve beat him in the match that is his, which is the Texas Death Match, he said the one thing you and me are forever bonded when he talked about because he was drinking his blood. And I see there's a whole lot of clowns online that's upset about that. Listen, man, do y'all understand that's the type of stuff they do? I'm like, look, I mean, people just, listen, cats be complaining about anything. I'm telling you, they be complaining about just anything. I'm like, that's what they did to me. Listen, was it cringe? Absolutely. But you know what? It's the type of stuff that you would expect in those type of matches. It's like they just going over the edge. That's what they basically what they did. So he said, I know what this fool want. I know exactly what he want. And guess what? I'm going to be on my court. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm about to be quote unquote on my white supremacy mode. The thing that he wants, I'm going to make sure he never gets it. In other words, I'm going to be the one guy that's going to make sure he never becomes the first black AEW World Champion. That's basically what he said, ladies and gentlemen. I said, oh, Heyman finna get on his white supremacy mode. I said, I see you, Heyman. I see what you're doing. I see exactly what you're doing. You ain't fooling nobody. Then we got the next match. We got Jay versus we got Swerve versus Mark Briscoe. Very hard hitting match. Cats went at it. They tore each other up. Mark Briscoe looked like he was gonna get the victory. That's what I thought. I thought Swerve actually was gonna put over Mark Briscoe. I literally thought that. I thought Mark Briscoe was gonna get the victory, but no, we didn't get that. And then after that, we got a video package for the main event about the history of what went down between Christian and Adam Copeland. So then after that, we got a backstage segment with Renee and Mariah, and they was pretty much talking about all the stuff that happened, how she got signed. Then she asked her, hey, so what did you discuss about who's going to be your debut match with Tony Khan? And she pretty much told her, well, Renee, no disrespect, but that's none of your business. I said, oh, okay. I don't know what that means. I absolutely don't know. But I'm going to be out here in my girl Toni Storm's corner. And so next thing you know, my man from Turner Classic, I forgot the boy's name. I forgot his name. But TK and them somehow found a way to get him. That's pretty dope. They found a way to get him. That's pretty cool. I'm like, you know what it is on that. So we got the matchup. I wouldn't have done this, to tell you the truth. I genuinely would have not done this. I wouldn't. I would have not done this match at all. I would have waited. I genuinely would have waited, ladies and gentlemen, for real. I would have waited. I would have waited to the pay-per-view. I really would have added more legs to it, because Sky she's improving more and more, ladies and gentlemen. She's improving. She's getting better in the ring. She's doing what she got to do. And Tony did a great job selling for her and everything. But then the spot of the match was when she jumped on Luther's shoulders, and then Luther just dragged her, and then she ended up knocking Sky out. I'm like, man, this stuff was crazy. So like I said, Mariah was out there in the corner just making sure, quote unquote, she quote unquote goes over, if that's what you want to call it. Like I said, Sky Blue was hanging in there. Like I said, for me, I would have added legs to this, because I told you it's about story. I'm like, if you really want to push Sky Blue as the main event player going into 2024, I would have added legs to this story, and I would have had this match take place at World's End. I would have built up Sky Blue, get more legs under her, let her get wins, while I got Tony on commentary, because I'm like, I got my title picture right here. It's right here. It's right there. You really want to push Sky Blue? You really want to get Sky Blue out there? How about you have Sky Blue go against somebody? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have done it. I probably would have had, I don't know, like get somebody, have Sky go against somebody. I mean, that's what it is. It's like you want to build Sky up, right? Nope. They just went on. They got the match out the way. She won. And so then Tony was in the ring celebrating, doing what she do with the whole black and white thing and all that crap. And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, we not even thinking about this girl. She not even on our minds or nothing like that. Rio has made her return. And I said, oh boy, I said, now this is the title picture. Now I'm sitting up here saying, well, one, we ain't seen her in months. And two, I'm like, again, the language dialect. Like I said, it's no disrespect to Rio. I love Rio. Rio's a great pro wrestler. It's just the language dialect. We want some back and forth. I want back and forth. If this is the title picture going in the World's End, I need back and forth. And plus, I need Rio to quote unquote get some victories before we get to World's End. I do not want them to just, oh, this is the matchup, boom. No. That's not how we build up. I mean, it's good to see her because the Quebec fans out there in Montreal, they kind of really was like, oh, it's Rio. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Like I'm being 100% with you. I'm like, this is when Tony Khan, he gotta really pick it up with the girls. Like I said, I thought Tony and Sky, I thought it was a good match. I thought the girls did a great job. I thought they went out there. Like I said, Sky Blue is getting better. Like I said, there's still plenty of things Sky can improve on in ring. Obviously, you know she got to get better on having that confidence when you cut your promo. Like I said, if not, get somebody that can talk for it. I mean, that's the whole point of managers. The whole point of getting a manager is for somebody who's really not that good at speaking. So I'm like, okay, if you really want to push Sky Blue and have her where she's going more towards the darker side, I'm like, I don't know, get her managed. That's all I'm saying. But it is what it is on that. After that, I'm trying to say, oh yeah, so this is what we were supposed to get. We were supposed to get some more Joe. So yeah. While MJF and Hangman were going back and forth, Samoa Joe came out of nowhere and said, what you think? Because these two were literally finna get into it. Because they was cutting each other. They was going back and forth, talking about they was complimenting each other. And then they started taking shots at one another. And so MJF, quote unquote, thought that Hangman could possibly be the devil or something like that. And he said, man, why the heck would you think I'm finna be running around in a Party City mask or something like that? You crazy as heck. Listen, look at it. They was really ready to duke it out. Samoa Joe came out of nowhere. Samoa Joe said, no, man, what you doing? He's my responsibility. And then he said, man, why'd you go and make this stupid dumb man tag team match? Listen, we got to get ready for this match. We got to get ready for it. So Samoa Joe goes out. He's ready to go. Next thing you know, the lights start flickering and all this crazy stuff. Then the Devil's Goons, they come out. It's all four of them. They surround the ring looking like, hey, salute to Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was literally saying that the Devil's Goons look like putties and that the fact that the devil could be Lord Zed or Rita, giving a doggone Power Rangers reference. I say, cool with that. I'm cool. Samoa Joe out there, lights start flicking and all that crap. Things go black. Nobody's there. Samoa Joe looking crazy as heck. Next thing you know, the devil pop up on the screen, and then backstage, MJF is laid out. He's been hit across the head with a glass bottle, because obviously you can see the bottle, the debris was all over the place while he was laying on top of it. So still questions. There are questions. What the heck is going on? Remember, the whole point is Samoa Joe is supposed to quote unquote make sure nothing happens to MJF. I get it. That boy is banged up. He should not be wrestling no time soon until World's End. So I get it. That's why I said them doing the tag team match. I wouldn't be doing the tag team match right now, but here's the deal. MJF going to have to lose the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I told you, man, Ring of Honor tag team titles need to be a thing of the past on AEW television. The Kingdom needs to be winning them things so we can move on and whatever, you know. Main event, we get the Canada boys going at it. The matchup was fantastic. I loved the match. I thought the match was great. I just wouldn't have done the match on free TV. I would have actually, quote unquote, literally would have had a doggone, I know people say contract signings are played out or whatever. I don't know. I would have, quote unquote, had a Canadian TNT Christian Cage celebration with him celebrating this momentous run in front of the fans, and then gets interrupted by the man himself. That's when they doggone have the match. I would have done something like that. Or you could have had Adam Copeland go against somebody else for the meantime. I get it. You in front of the fans. You want the I'm like, but how good the match was, you save it for the freaking pay-per-view. And then the way how the match ended. So these two are going at it. And Christian realized, oh, I'm about to lose this thing. He out of nowhere kicks Bryce and the dog on nuts. I said, oh, man. I said, here you go. So then he go and grab the title. And out of nowhere, I'm not even thinking about Shayna Wayne. That's Nick Wayne's mom. I'm not thinking. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, okay, look, we got Nick Wayne, we got Killshot, aka Lucha, but them boys, quote unquote, out of business, whatever. Shayna Wayne comes out of nowhere, and she gets in the ring somehow. Because both of them is laid out, because the two of them did the double spear where they laid each other out. She picks up the title, and she's conflicted on who the heck she gonna lay out. Is she gonna lay out the guy who basically poisoned her son's mind, or is she gonna lay out the guy who, quote unquote, put her son out of commission? That's exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Shayna Wayne has chosen the dark side, and I guess we getting ready to have this on-air couple where Christian and her are gonna, quote unquote, act like they Nick Wayne's mother and father. This stuff is getting ready to get nuts. I would have done everything that happened. I would have done that at the pay-per-view. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I would have done that at the freaking pay-per-view. I wouldn't have had this match on free TV, because that's what I would have done. Now, because y'all do know the rematch is coming. This is why I be hating about Tony Khan now. TK don't know how to save the match for the pay-per-view, because that's how good it is. I'm like, we get ready to see it again. I'm like, I wouldn't have done it. I genuinely would have not done it. I would have waited, and then I would have gone ahead. I would have boom. Everything that happened, I would have done at the pay-per-view. Everything. Now here's me. This is me. They do the match again, I'm having Christian win again. I don't give a care. I don't want Adam to win. I do not. I do not. But I got a strange feeling he's going to win, and I don't want him to. I feel like Adam don't need that right now. He doesn't. He does not need that. But I guess Tony Khan want to go ahead and give it to him at World's End, I guess. But it is what it is on that. But I honestly, genuinely thought Dynamite was a solid show. I think it was better than last week's. Last week, it was okay, but it was just a lot of crap. I just didn't give a rat's behind about. This week, I thought it was even though I think they kind of was rushing a bit, I kind of wanted a little bit more story, and I wish you kind of got maybe 2 matches added to the card. I mean, we kind of did if Rio and Tony Storm is not the AEW women's title picture, and we already know the TNT title, so we kind of got 2 matches, but they have not been announced. Like I said, I just want more story. That's me. I told you I'm very story heavy. I'm very heavy on the characters. That's what gets me invested in wrestling and television. Like, you can have all the great matches all you want. I just want a little bit more story. I thought they did well. I thought they did a solid job. Like I said, I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, oh, the same old, same old. I get it. But for me, I thought they did a solid job, you know. I got to get out of here. I'll talk to y'all cats later. This is your boy, KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling It Takes. It's always a pleasure to talk with y'all. I thank y'all so much for coming through. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Like I say, you know, hey, leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about the show. If you liked it, if you didn't, hey, I'm always here. Like I said, I try to, you know, respond to everybody if I can. I always try to make sure I like it, what everybody talking about, whatever. But hey, this is your boy, KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling It Takes. I'm gone.